Hello, we are Tally and Ava, Group 7, and we will be presenting about adolescent sleep patterns. So for an introduction, we're going to discuss body rhythms. All living things have hormones, and because of those hormones, the brain responds to environmental changes over hours, days, and seasons. There is a term called circadian rhythm, and that's a day and night cycle of biological activity that occurs approximately every 24 hours. So we're on a 24-hour cycle. During puberty, night is more energizing, and teens are usually wide awake really late at night, as well as hungry. So in contrast, in mornings, they're half asleep and have no energy or appetite. There are many because of sleep deprivation, there are irregular sleep schedules that occur, and there's some serious problems and risks that come with that. Some of these risks are insomnia, nightmares, mood swings, health issues, increase in car accidents because of falling asleep at the wheel, and depression. Effects of school and work on sleep habits. Computers and electronic screens are very common resources at school. These devices emit what is called a blue light. The blue light spectrum from TV and computers, as well as personal device screens, have particularly strong effects on what we talked about, that human circadian system. Staying up late at night focused on these screens make your body think that it's daylight, thus making it hard to fall asleep and get a quality night's rest. School versus sleep schedules. Students with lack of sleep that are dealing with sleep deprivation do not learn as well-rested students. 3 out of every 4 high school seniors are sleep deprived. If they go to sleep at midnight, as many of them do, they must get up long before 8 o'clock, then they are tired all day. This graph on the right shows that under 40% of students get 8 hours of sleep per night. How can schools help? Adolescent sleep deprivation is largely driven by a conflict between teens' internal biological clocks and the schedules and demands of society. Therefore, it makes sense to look at school start times, which set the rhythm of the day for students, parents, teachers, and members of the community at large. A study from Sleep Foundations discovered that teenagers are more alert and awake starting at 10 o'clock. Many students start much earlier, but according to this research, teenagers would be more responsive if school started later.
So we presented earlier the benefits, the effects of sleep deprivation and how it affects school at work. How much sleep should adolescents be getting from the National Sleep Foundation? Teens need 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night to function. Sadly, only 18% are even get close to that amount. So what are the reasons teenagers do not get enough sleep? There are 2 reasons. The first one is social reason, and the second one is a physiological change in their sleep pattern. So let's take a look at the social reason. The first one is social activities. The second one is academic activities. So teenagers have a lot of things going on in their life, and they have to go to school, they do some sports, they even get a part-time job, they have a family activities. They also in that age where they start learning to drive. Because of that, bedtime is the only time they are by themselves to calm down. And for most teenagers, this being on their screen. And the second one is the physiological change in their sleep pattern. So we talked earlier about puberty and the changes. With puberty, there is change in sleep. There is a change in sleep hormone called melatonin, the chemical that responsible of telling our body to get ready for sleep. It has been delayed for approximately 2 hours. A research has been studied that adolescents have a delayed release of regular daily melatonin, which cause them to become sleepy later at night. Hours of hours after nightfall. Dr. Sarah Blendon explained that in a child that is pubescent, the melatonin may rise about 8:45 p.m. and they will be sleepy about 9:30 p.m. For teenagers, that delays. Melatonin starts rising at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m., 11 p.m., or sometimes even later, which means sleepiness and sleep onset does not start until much later. So when a teenager cannot fall asleep until later, what do? They may watch TV or trying to connect with friends on social media or read or stressfully stay in bed waiting to fall asleep. Dr. Blendon explained that staying active or exposed to light would delay their sleep even later. So with the sleep delay and school in the morning, they did not get enough sleep. They are sleep deprived, and the patterns start over and over. So how can we help our adolescents get sleep? The following suggestions are from an article written by Dr. Rachel Casada from the psychologytoday.com. Suggests that to set a regular bedtime hours, and says, yes, it may be hard to do with teens, but they still need to maintain some sort of structure in their life. The second one is create a device-free environment. So get those phone out of your teens and have from when it's bedtime and create a relaxation. The third one is to encourage teens to relax by taking a warm bath or shower, and not too hot bath as that raise the body temperature, and it can make a while to cool bath down. And the next one is keep the routine going throughout the week and weekend. If teens wants to stay up late on the weekend, that's okay. If it within a couple of hours past bedtime, pulling an all-nighters, however, can set up a rough start to the school. And lastly, encourage exercise and healthy eating habits. Both physical activities and eating healthy food has been linked to more sleep.